you, Adrian. Yes, good evening, everyone. In the post-Sir Alex Ferguson era, the life of a Manchester United manager has not been easy. And traditionally, it's not been very long. It's exactly 1 year to the day since Ruben Amorim took charge of Manchester United. 12 months ago, he started with a 1-1 draw down at Ipswich. Tonight, he faces the man who started the post-Ferguson era, David Moyes. There haven't been too many highs in that 12 months. Beating Chelsea here has probably been the best moment of this season. The derby win at the Etihad in his 7th game in charge. The two absolute crackers in the Europa League against Lyon and Bilbao, but those moments have been fleeting. Across 55 games in the year, there have been just 22 wins. Things have taken an upturn, but tonight is a narrative setter. By the end of the evening, it will be top 4, 6 games unbeaten, or 3 without a win. David Moyes didn't get a year, not in this dugout. His United dream was over before it began. And after his second coming at Everton started with a bang, the Toffees are in danger of finding themselves on the drift again. Their form has not been great, just 2 wins in the last 8 games. Here are the teams. Manchester United in red shirts, white shorts, black socks. They start with Senna Lomans in goal, Lenny Yoro, Matthijs de Ligt and Luke Shaw the back 3, Mazraoui, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Patrick Dorgu across the middle, with Ahmad and Burmo supporting Josh Zirkzee in attack. For Everton, blue shirts, blue shorts, blue socks tonight. They have Jordan Pickford in goal, Seamus Coleman in the team because of his island performances, according to David Moyes. James Tarkowski, Michael Keane and Mikalenko make up the back 4. It's Gay and Garner in midfield. Garner, a former Manchester United player. Njai, Dewsbury Hall and Grealish behind Tierno Barry in attack. Everton have won the toss. They've turned Manchester United round. It means they will shoot towards the Stretford end in the first half. And that's not particularly what they want to do, especially as tonight we're making a bit of history here at Old Trafford. The new safe standing section in the Stretford end officially opens, and the volume as a result was turned up significantly. The question now, Danny Murphy, is can the Red Devils produce a performance to match?
Well, I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them, even though they've got a few players missing, because Everton really struggle here. You've just talked about that. They haven't been great on the road this season, and the fans are behind them. There's a feel-good factor that hasn't been here for quite a long time, let's be honest. So it's a really brilliant opportunity for them, and some of those players who haven't had much game time to come in, and also Ahmed as well, to play in a more forward position where he'll enjoy it and he'll get more ball in the final third.
Manchester United shooting from right to left. Everton in blue shooting from left to right. Immediately the ball is sent back by Dewsbury Hall to Pickford, who pummels it through the evening sky. The floodlights burning brightly on the lush green turf. It's a spectacular evening in Manchester. Just the right temperature. No rain in the air for a change. And Everton on the attack early on, with the ball out on the left-hand side with the Ukrainian Mikalenko up towards Jack Grealish, who gets booed immediately, and he just stumbled on a bit of a divot over by the far touchline in front of the enormous Sir Alex Ferguson stand opposite us. He puts that back. Meanwhile, Manchester United look to forge an attack, with Ahmad tucking the ball round the corner for Dorgu. Halfway line is Shaw, and then infield to Matthijs de Ligt, who's back in the centre of the back 3 tonight in the absence of Harry Maguire, who started the game down in North London when we brought you commentary on Talk Sport of that 2-2 draw. Tierno Barry pressing, puts pressure on Lomans, who kicks up the pitch towards Ahmad, and it goes into Zirkzee, who gets it back to Ahmad. Good passing from Manchester United, and then the ball flashed out by Fernandes looking for Zirkzee's run. Tarkowski did well to read it and intercept, and Everton have got it back again. Gay coming forward. Good tempo to the game in the opening minute and a half here. It's 0-0 on Talk Sport, and Everton have possession on the halfway line.
Electric start, great pace about it, zipping the ball about both teams, pitch conducive to that as well.
Tackle by Casemiro, he thought he got the ball, the referee said he didn't, and Dewsbury Hall fouled a minute and a half into the game. And the referee, by the way, today, Tony Harrington, taking charge of the match. He's done 5 Premier League games this season. 18 yellow cards, no reds, just one penalty awarded. He's got Nick Hopton and Craig Taylor on the flanks. Anthony Taylor, the fourth official, the VAR, Paul Howard, with Sean Massey-Ellis as his assistant. Seamus Coleman starting his first match in the Premier League tonight. It's the 16th consecutive season that he's started a Premier League game for Everton Football Club. What a servant he has been. Dewsbury Hall with a free kick. Running in behind was Barry and Njai, but it was floated way too far towards the far side of the penalty area, overhit, and it drifts out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right.
Yeah, unlike Everton, normally pretty effective offset plays. Timing was all wrong with that one. Nice high line from Manchester United though, stopping Everton being close to the goal when and if they do head it.
Ruben Amorim appears to be turning things around at Manchester United, but they aren't yet at the stage where they can control matches. They do have a little bit more attacking swagger than they have had before, and they aren't afraid to go direct anymore. In fact, Ruben Amorim in his pre-match interview to the television broadcasters was saying that something happened in the game against Liverpool. They become a lot more confident and comfortable with playing the ball long after that match. Last season they were guilty of giving the ball away far too often in their own half and then conceding chances and goals as a result of that. The fact that they're now more happy to go a little bit longer has prevented some of that happening. Here is Matthijs de Ligt at the heart of the Manchester United defence, to the wide right position where Lenny Yoro being pressurised immediately by Grealish, and they're pretty good at that, the high press Everton. They do get quite a lot of turnovers, they just don't make chances from them. Dorgu taking a big chance, almost played it against Njai and caused himself an issue, but Manchester United have retained possession, switched to the other side, and now it's with Brian Mbeumo, who's made such a great start in a Manchester United shirt. He fades the ball out towards the near side, headed by Dorgu into the path of Amad Diallo, who guides it back to Shaw. Manchester United had a lot of possession in the opening 3.5 minutes of the game, but actually haven't really got out of their own half yet.
Well, it's interesting to see the Everton press, the front three of Everton going against the back three and leaving the full-backs to deal with the wing-backs, which is high risk, but I like it.
Dorgu leaves it for Xerxes. Xerxes taps it into Fernandes, and then Casemiro gives it away, and Barry tries to go down the right-hand side, and Casemiro just snapples up that chance and helps the ball out on the far side and away for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. 4 minutes played, 0-0. You're listening to Talk Sport, Monday Night Football. And remember, tomorrow night, Marseille against Newcastle is live. We've got 2 Champions League games for you on Wednesday and a whole host of European football on Thursday from the Conference League and the Europa League. Friday night, we've got live action from the Championship. Saturday, we're going to Tottenham at 8 o'clock at night. Here is Ahmad over beyond Seamus Coleman. He ragdolls and plays it centrally. There's a bit of a space on the far side for Mazraoui. Fernandes finds him. Mazraoui behind Xerxes, and it runs through to Seamus Coleman, who tidies up for Everton Football Club. 0-0 the score. Pickford gets the ball inside his area under pressure from Fernandes, who's pressing in front of the Stretford end. It's away by Mikalenko to the halfway line. Lenny Yoro wins the header. There's a little bit of a push by Xerxes on Michael Keane. He loses his footing, and it's a free kick 10 yards in front of the Everton penalty area away to our left. But it's been a good start to the game, good tempo to the game.
It has, nice and brave from Everton. It's always interesting when you see a 4-3-3 against a 3-4-3, if you like, because that is the problem, the wing-backs, who picks them up and when. And that's something I think Everton have been guilty of in the past, is being too passive and sitting back and ended up trying to play counter, but it's certainly not the intention at the start of this game.
It is fascinating as well, isn't it, to see how Manchester United deal with that. They've got to almost release one of those central defenders when they don't have the ball to allow them to go into the midfield area, and even when they have it, to someone to sort of break the line a little bit and come out with it. And Lenny Yoro just following around now. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall means that he sort of runs a little bit further into the Everton half of the field.
Nice play that. Bruno's caught there.
Pickford into Idrissa Gana Gueye, who runs up to the halfway line, then into Barry, nudges it back, could play out to the right hand side. Njai with a chance to cross. He does, it's over Lamens, and it's cleared away by the forehead of Lenny Yoro out to the far side. It was good defending, but it was a brilliant cross from Njai, who took out the goalkeeper with a superb delivery, and actually a very good move from back to front from Everton, who still have the ball 10 yards short of the 18-yard box. It's with Dewsbury Hall, then wide to Jack Grealish, and then Mikalenko Grealish switches the play from left to right, out towards Njai, takes it down beautifully, looks to take on Dorgu. Dorgu's a little bit baffled by him there. Coleman's cross is a little bit deeper. Lomans should come and get that, and Senna Lomans does grab it from the night sky, pulls it into his chest, and will clear it away from Manchester United, 0-0.
Poor cross from Coleman, got good numbers in the box, really high, loopy, terrible cross. That break from Everton was really good, but it all started because Bruno went in to close Idrissa Gueye down, and a little sharp turn and he was away, and that's the little bit of a negative when you've got Bruno as one of those two central midfielders rather than a 10. Turks has gone down here.
Yes, and that's the last thing that Manchester United need, is another forward to pick up an injury. Manchester United, who do play on Sunday of next week against Crystal Palace live on Talk Sport. Game Day Live will come straight after that, but an early start for Adrian, 11 o'clock. Crystal Palace against Manchester United live on Talk Sport. In fact, the next couple of Manchester United games are live on Talk Sport. Xerxes is back on his feet, but he isn't happy at all with Tarkowski. He's gone to confront Tarkowski, he's bumped chests with him, he's having a few words with him, and they're getting a little bit animated, the two of them. Referee Tony Harrington, who looks like he looks like he's a child actor in between those two, because he's so short in comparison of Tarkowski and Xerxes, is trying to play peacemaker, but it was a bit off the ball, that.
Didn't look much to me at all. I'm surprised they got the free kick. They were coming together and he pushed him away, and then he's down holding his ankle. He's up again, strangely enough. Don't think picking a fight with Tarkowski is the right thing to do.
They're both big lads, aren't they?
Yeah, but the defender tends to win in there. I mean, in terms of on the pitch, you don't want to upset a big centre-half like that.
Here is Shaw as we get back underway. 8 and a bit minutes gone. Talk Sport. And remember, next week, midweek, we've got all 10 Premier League games, the whole midweek round of matches, all live on Talk Sport. We've got Fulham, Manchester City and Bournemouth, Everton. I'm going to Newcastle against Tottenham Hotspur next Tuesday night. What a game that is. And then Arsenal, Brentford on Wednesday night amongst 6 live commentaries. Here's Everton picking the ball up with Dewsbury Hall, sending it wide towards the edge of the area. On the right is Njai, takes a deflection, does it? No, he slipped, I think. Double tap that as he tried to shoot the ball towards the far corner, and it goes wildly into the scoreboard end away to our right hand side. This is Talk Sport.
Great example, Sam, of Ndiaye being as comfortable going on the outside as coming in on that left. I think it was Sunderland away, he scored a great goal, didn't he?
He did.
On his left foot. It's a problem for sure if he gets isolated there. It's going to...
By the way, this is a problem because Seamus Coleman has lasted not even 10 minutes, and he is being replaced by Jake O'Brien. So best laid plans and all that. He played significantly for Ireland during the international break. 90 minutes in the first game, 60 minutes in the second. His performances in those 2 matches were the reason that David Moyes selected him tonight. He's just kicked the water bottle as he's walked down the touchline in frustration, because I don't think we'll see too much more of Seamus Coleman in an Everton jersey, and I don't mean to sort of put the mockers on his career, but he's been around for a very long time now. He's 36 years of age, and when your Premier League return, your first start of the season, ends after just 10 minutes, that's not a great sign.
Yeah, I feel for him. I mean, he's obviously... I saw him shouting some of Moyes when he ran back after scooping that cross. I think maybe it was on the recovery from Ahmad going past him. I can only think it's a real muscular thing, and he knows, and he felt it when he put the cross in.
Well, he's been replaced, and that's one substitution window that has gone for Everton, who are still locked at 0-0 with Manchester United. 11 minutes played, a little bit off balance. Freni Yoro tries to clear from the right full-back position, and he skews that into the Sir Alex Ferguson stand over on the far side, wearing a pair of gloves and a big puffer jacket tonight. Ruben Amorim is just stalking the technical area, as he often tends to do. He wears out a lot of shoe leather over the course of 90 minutes. Everton about to take a long throw from the far side. Nikolenko is going to try and catapult this into the box. He sends it towards the edge of the 6-yard area. It's not a great throw. It's headed away by Mazraoui. Out as far as Njai, and then it comes towards this near touchline. Njai picks it up off of Garner. Garner back towards the halfway line, and then O'Brien forward. He, under pressure from Xerxes, finds Tierno Barry, who drops in. David Moyes saying that actually he thought that Tierno Barry played quite well in the previous game against Fulham. And Jai finds him once again. He was coming from an offside position though, and very quickly the flag goes up on this near touchline, and Manchester United have a free kick.
It's great from Ndiaye again. He skipped past Bruno like he's not there. One thing I've noticed about United earlier, we talked about earlier playing more long balls, especially with Šeško up there. They've been caught a couple of times, kicked one out of play and caught one trying to play out. Maybe the keeper, because he's looking up and thinking who's going to win those headers, who's going to hold the ball up. Without Cunha and Šeško, the lack of physicality.
Yeah, and Xerxes is very big.
He's a big lad, but he's not a big jumper, is he?
He's been involved, has he, so far in the game? Just a little bump with Tarkowski has kind of been the only thing. And if you look at the statistics, they've made one successful pass in the final third so far, but they're racing down the right within Burmo, into the edge of the penalty area, racing away from the defender, trying to go wide. He's held up by Tarkowski. Well, he kept hold of it for far too long. It comes back to Bruno Fernandes, who's latching it towards the far corner of the goal, and it eludes the post by about just a couple of inches. Well, he just was alert to the danger there when Everton weren't, and as soon as that ball was spilt on the edge of the penalty area, it's a red card! It's a red card! Idrissa Gana Gueye fighting with his own player, I think. He was fighting with Michael Keane. They were arguing between the two of them, and the red card has come out. Michael Keane still arguing with Idrissa Gana Gueye, but I think Tony Harrington has sent him off because there was physicality between Idrissa Gana Gueye and his teammate. I need to see a replay of it, Danny, but he's being restrained here. He's being dragged off by Ndiaye. Pickford's trying to hold him down. Well, two Senegal teammates, Ndiaye and Gana Gueye, are trying to just calm the situation. Well, Ndiaye's trying to calm down Gana Gueye, who's absolutely furious. He's an experienced player. He's lost his head.
Keane. Idrissa Gana Gueye gave the ball away in his own box after Tarkowski come across and won it back. They've obviously had some sort of row about it. I don't see what he did to warrant a red card. So here's the pass for Bruno's chance. Then he goes over and has a pop at Keane. Keane pushes him, tells him to go, and he gives him... Oh, you can't send him off for that.
Well, I think he sent him off for raising his left arm.
Yeah, his own player.
Could VAR look at that and not think, hold on a second, I'm not sure that that's violent conduct?
Well, the letter of the law probably suggests the officials are right, but I think if two of your own players have a little row and one gives him a little gestured clip, you've got to put it in context.
It's not like Dyer and Bowyer from the Newcastle game back in the day, is it?
It's where we're at, though. The game's gone. I don't say that lightly. It's a game played by tough working class men. And if you have a little row against each other and it's your own player and you're going to send him off and spoil the game for 60,000 people and everyone watching at home on television, ridiculous.
Well, that is a massive call by Tony Harrington.
He might have no choice. I don't even know the law and I don't even care.
Well, I think if he perceives it to be violent conduct...
Well, you can class it as violent conduct when someone slaps you in the face, but it's his own player. He's giving him a little don't push me out of the way, give him a little clip. It's hardly, I don't know. Type of thing happened every week.
Well, he didn't punch him in the face, did he?
No.
He didn't. I mean, from what we saw, we only saw one quick replay of it.
It was a gesture thing, wasn't it? A little flip out.
Michael Keane didn't really even flinch.
No, and he shouldn't. But Michael Keane shouldn't have pushed him away.
Well,
Keane was the one telling him to get off.
Here is Fernandes sending the ball forward for Manchester United, who now have a man advantage. We've played 15 minutes. It's 0-0 on TalkSport. Picked up by Dorgu again into the penalty area. Taken on by Fernandes. A reverse ball into Casemiro. He's 5 yards outside the box, left of centre. Now it's onto Shaw. Low, flashing cross through the box. Comes back off of Tarkowski and goes back in again from Shaw. And then it's helped away by Dewsbury Hall. And all of a sudden the atmosphere has changed inside Old Trafford and the impetus has switched in favour of the home team because Everton are down to 10 men. Fernandes travels with the ball centrally. He plays it into him. Burmo's inside the area. Gets beyond the defender. Plays it against Mikalenko. And Mikalenko shepherds it out and away for the first corner of the game. 0-0.
It was a good game till then. They've got no chance now, Everton. Game's done. They've got absolutely no chance. They don't have the legs in the team to beat United. Play anyone with 10, really.
Well, that's absolutely bizarre. Tony Harrington sending off.
Why can't he just have a word and say,
Gay,
lads, come on, don't be stupid, where you're going to go?
Fighting with his own teammate. It's the first time he sent somebody off this season. Here's the corner to the far post, punched away by Jordan Pickford, picked up by Njai, who's streaming forward here and trying to get away from Amad Diallo. He's got Tierno Barry joining up alongside him, and he's also got Dewsbury Hall. I think he chose the wrong option. He went for Barry, who was surrounded by red jerseys, and actually Dewsbury Hall was the better option, just a little bit behind the play, but there and ready and a bit more space to receive the pass.
It's really good from Njai. He's lucky actually he didn't go down, Ahmad, because he could have been in trouble.
There was a little clash between Barry and Ahmad there. They're going to go for another long throw here. 17 minutes gone, and it's Manchester United 0, 10-man Everton 0. Ball thrown in by Mikolenko towards the edge of the 6. It's down by Keane after Tarkowski's initial flick on. Grealish tries to keep it alive but gives the ball away to Casemiro. He then runs into Mikolenko and it's turned over, and Everton have got it back high inside United territory. 0-0. Remember, you're listening to Manchester United Everton on TalkSport with Sky Sports, and don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Manchester United Everton live right now. Search Now Sports. The big headline from this game is that Idrissa Gana Gueye has been sent off for violent conduct after connecting with Michael Keane, his teammate. The left arm came out across his face, and the referee showed no hesitation. Red card, sent him off, and Everton are down to 10 players.
I mean, it is worth saying, it's ridiculous, isn't it, from an experienced player to even take that risk. I know we all lose our head occasionally and you just have a mad moment, but it's absolutely ridiculous. I'm just looking again now on the replay. He's coming over saying you should have gone through it. He was right, actually. Keane left. Keane was the one. He's pushed him away. No need to push him. It's nothing, is it? I mean,
crikey, I'd be surprised if anyone got sent off for that if they did it to an opponent. Did he really hit it? He slapped.
It's a little open hand slap.
I think it's an open hand slap, and I think that's the reason that he's been sent off.
There's no power in it, is it?
I think it is that, though.
What is that?
No, I think that the fact that it's an open hand slap rather than it's sort of like just a push in the face, I think the difference between the two is why it's gone from being just a tipping off to a violent conduct red card. Could have booked him, could he?
Yeah, well, look, we can go through the rules, I'm sure we will when we get them exactly, but you've got to sometimes understand players and situations and the game and the good of the game and the good of the crowd and everybody. I think two players arguing on their own team. I remember years ago, was it Bruce Grobbelaar and Steve McManaman having a ding-dong at Wembley, was it?
I think it was, but
hands in faces and all that, fans around the throat. In fact, I saw a Charity Shield game recently where was it Garth Crooks punching Graham Souness? Do you remember that one, Abe?
Well,
do you know what the ref?
Probably going to have to ask Abe there.
Exactly, yeah. But you know what the ref did? He went over and they shook hands. I'm joking. Look, I'm on about two players in the same team having a misunderstanding and a little fracas.
Yeah, I think nowadays if you do the open hand slap, that's going to get you a red card. Let's have a look down on the touchline, because there's a bit of a conversation going on between David Moyes and Leighton Baines as part of the coaching staff here. They might be tempted to make another change, maybe at half-time. It's TalkSport. The game continues, and it's picked up in the centre of defence by Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw plays the ball across his back three to De Ligt, and then out towards the right-hand side. The referee's call of red card to Gueye for violent conduct was checked and confirmed by VAR, with the action deemed to be a clear strike to the face of Michael Keane. That's the latest from the Premier League Match Centre.
But is it a bit strange where you've sent someone off who's done something to somebody, and that somebody doesn't want him sent off because he doesn't mind that he's done it?
Here is Amad Diallo picking the ball up in the pocket of space, shoots it against the body of Tarkowski, claims for handball, but it was never going to be. He was pulling his arms back in towards his body, and it's cleared away by Everton. Jake O'Brien, who was an early substitute in the game because of the injury to Coleman, and now they've lost yet another player in Idrissa Gana Gueye because of a red card. So there is going to be a little bit of rejigging to be done here by Everton just to try and get themselves settled. At the moment, Manchester United just comfortable in possession, haven't really done too much to test this 10-man Everton team, but they have the ball on halfway with Luke Shaw. We've played nearly 22 minutes of the game on Talk Sport. It's Dorgu down the left-hand side in his red shirt, untucked at the waist, long-sleeve red shirt tonight for most of the Manchester United players, except for Mbeumo. Here's Xerxes tucking it round the corner. It's picked up by Njai as O'Brien tries to fend it clear. Now Casemiro gets it back after Shaw had done well, and then Fernandes slips it to the right. A bit of space for Mazraoui. He into Xerxes now, looks for the return, played round the corner towards Mazraoui. The challenge goes in from Mikolenko. Looked a little bit clumsy, but he did get the ball and swept it out for a corner over on the far side.
I think he's probably thinking about maybe someone like Irabunen coming on in the middle of the park and maybe putting Njai up front and then bringing Barry up so Njai can use all his energy just attacking when he gets the ball, something like that. Garner pushing to the right a little bit.
Let's talk about substitutions after this corner kick, because there is something quite significant that we should think about here as the corner comes in from Mbeumo, left-footed, and arcing one into the near post. It's a poor corner which is easily picked off by Dewsbury Hall. He turns the ball up towards the halfway line, and Mazraoui sees it back to Senna Lomans in the Manchester United goal. Chelsea lost a man here really early in the game against Manchester United, and Enzo Maresca made an absolute hash of the substitutions, and it meant that he gets towards the end of the game and he didn't have enough windows left, and it was a nightmare. So the other problem is, because of the injury to Seamus Coleman, if he was to make another independent change in this first half, he'd only have one window left. So I think he'll try to get to half time. Xerxes goes down on the edge of the D as the ball's played up towards Mbeumo. Referee waves away any protest of a free kick, and it goes through to Pickford, but he stayed down now, Xerxes. It's another clash with Tarkowski, and that means treatment.
Just looking at a replay now, just coming together, I don't know.
Well, the ball's played in by Mbeumo in towards Xerxes. There's not too much in there.
No.
And
for a big lad, he's going down quite easily. I mean, the hip can be just around that hip area, but I think he'll be up.
It's currently Manchester United 0, Everton 0, and for the latest odds you can head to Ladbrokes, where right now you can get Manchester United at 3-10 or 10-3 on. The draw is 19-5, and Everton at 17-2. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. 18+, begambleaware.org.
Do you think that the officials would be told off and judged if they didn't send him off with the little open hand to his own team?
I think that they'd probably get marked down if they didn't do that.
It is mad though, isn't it? When you break it down, I think it is. But I know you're trying to set an example to kids.
Yes, I think that's the key thing. If you've got kids in the crowd tonight watching on TV, someone goes up and slaps someone round the face, I think the idea is that they do not want that. Striking an opponent or any other person on the head or the face with a hand or arm, unless the force was used.
Gesture, even though it was an open hand.
Was it negligible? Because that is the law. The law says negligible. If it's negligible,
it was negligible.
I can't say it.
It was negligible force, yeah.
Was it? I don't think it was.
Well, you've never been hit in the face then.
I have.
Have you?
Look at me. Do you think I've been hit in the face? Several times, sadly.
So many places I could go with.
Try and stay in your lane.
Yeah, I am.
Danny Murphy and Sam Matterface Monday night. We haven't done this enough this year.
No, I'm so disappointed in the game. It was really started well.
It did start well, but it's just got a little bit tepid because of the sending off and the change, and I just wonder whether or not we'll get that back again. It's cleared away by Senna Lomans. He's not the greatest of clearance. He's given it straight to Dewsbury Hall. This is 10 yards outside the United box, and now Everton coming forward down the left-hand side. It's played away by Fernandes. Fernandes turns round and in no uncertain terms tells Senna Lomans next time, you just kick that long fella. And there was no open hand slap though in rebuke.
That's interesting. I didn't realise that there'd be a get out for them, the officials, to get out of it. I didn't think there'd be a get out, but there was one.
Here is the throw-in over on the far side, and it's Mikolenko, flicked on into the air by Tarkowski, and it's cleared away. Header by O'Brien, helps it into the path of Garner, and it's down the right side of the Everton attack, floats out of play and goes out for a throw-in on the left edge of the area. When you say there's a get-out, you mean the wording of the law, the fact that it says negligible. Got it there in the first time, right? Yeah, I understand there's a lot of people would say that wouldn't agree with me. I think when you put it in perspective with one player against the other, two in the same set, I'd say that's negligible. Here is Dorgu with a header, trying to help it on towards Xerxes, who's hardly had a kick so far in the game. He's now chasing down Jordan Pickford, and he does so well enough for Pickford to have to readjust his body position and send the ball square. Tarkowski to Garner and then to O'Brien. They're trying to play out from the back here. They managed to successfully find Tierno Barry. Get up to halfway, and then Garner finds Barry again. Barry into Njai. This is good football from Everton, and Barry's got on one again down the right hand side. They switch to play instead. Njai lifting it out towards Grealish in those bright orange boots on the edge of the area, sets it back from Dewsbury Hall. Dewsbury Hall joining the attack. Manchester United trying to get back into shape. Grealish with the ball into the box. Tierno Barry tries to flick a head at it, but Luke Shaw is there, and then Dorgu, unorthodox clearance, ends up in the stand on the near side, and it goes out for a throw in the Everton fans. Great play from Everton down the right hand side, good passing, good touch, brilliant from Barry actually, holding the ball up, getting his team out, good breakaway. The Everton fans really enjoyed that away to our right hand side, a little bit of character and fight from their team away to our right in the corner of the scoreboard end, and the Sir Bobby Charlton stand that we're sitting in here just right at the halfway line. Ball launched in by O'Brien, headed away by Dorgu. O'Brien gets it back to halfway. It's Manchester United 0, Everton 0 on Talk Sport. And we've nearly played half an hour of the game. Jordan Pickford sends it long up towards Tarkowski, who's still up from the back. He heads the ball down to Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. They signed from Chelsea permanently in the summer. Grealish has got it now. He's on loan from Manchester City. He plays the ball infield, finds Garner, James Garner, who once used to play for Manchester United, had been determined to show his quality in the centre of midfield tonight to the team that let him go. And Grealish then plays it back in field to Jimmy Garner, who slips the ball forward. A bit of space here for Dewsbury Hall, getting the wrong side of Fernandes. Gets it back onto his right foot, goes into the far corner and scores a terrific goal. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall for the 10 men of Everton puts David Moyes' team in front at Old Trafford. It's a terrific finish from Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Edge of the area, great silky skill to set up the move, and he unleashed a firecracker of a finish to make it Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Well, I didn't think it out of prayer with 10 men. It's going to be a long evening ahead, but that is a wonderful goal and a great response from going down to 10 men. They've been calm in the final third, technically very good. It was a good passing move. Grealish was involved, Garner, and when Dewsbury Hall picks it up in that little pocket, glides past Fernandes and Yoro far too easily, and on his weak foot whips one in the far top right corner. Keeper nearly gets a hand to it, but I don't think you can blame him there, to be honest. Hell of a strike. It's a brilliant strike from Dewsbury Hall. Lenny Yoro dangling a foot, almost set it up for Dewsbury Hall, who did really well to set up the event anyway. He did get a little touch on it, Senna Lomans, but not enough to keep it out. It was right towards the far corner. The goalkeeper was at full stretch. His fingertips brushed it, but it was too powerful from Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, and it's Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Well, we didn't see that coming. I certainly didn't. Nor did Senna Lomans. And Ruben Amorim now even more animated on the sidelines, and David Moyes very, very happy indeed. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall's celebration was cracking. He went sliding on his knees towards the corner flag in front of the Everton supporters. Delight etched all over his face. It's funny sometimes you score a goal and you end up sliding on your knees. It's not something that you plan, it's just something that happens. It's weird. Because especially when it's wet. Here's Dorgu down the left-hand side, trying to get beyond Iliman and Jai. Back into Shaw now. Shaw now approaching the edge of the penalty area. The Everton fans in fine voice once more as Amad Diallo tries to weave his way into an advanced position. He gets the ball to his right foot, he shoots down the throat. The goalkeeper Pickford makes a good save. Comes back to Fernandes. He had too much space there, Diallo. He don't know how he carved it out, but he just kept going and managed to work the opportunity to shoot. Yoro now has it far side on the right. It's into the feet of Mazraoui. Back to Meni Yoro once again, and then out towards the far side. And Burmo takes over for Manchester United. A bit of urgency about them as they send the ball into the centre of the penalty area. Low fizzing cross, which is dealt with by Tarkowski, and then it comes back out towards the halfway line, and Manchester United have got it once more. The Everton fans now in fine voice to our right hand side, bellowing out their famous old tune. Amad Diallo twisting and turning past O'Brien, releasing Dorgu left side, looking for the return. O'Brien tries to get there, and he does manage to play it against Amad Diallo. It goes out for a goal kick away to our left hand side. This is Talk Sport.
Good defending out from Jake O'Brien's going to be tough, trying to stop Hammer because he's got that low sense of gravity, great speed. Have you ever stood on your knees after scoring a winner on the AstroTurf either side?
I've actually, do you know what? I've done a slide tackle, and I've, you know what, you slide tackle and you're wearing sort of, you've got your shorts on you're on AstroTurf, and you burn up all your legs.
No.
Oh, mate, that's bad. And the other one that I love is the player that gets so overconfident, slides on their knees, and then it just doesn't work and it just stops, and they face plant. Here is Xerxes down the right hand side, low ball in towards the near post, comes to Dorgu, he misfires. Well, first of all it missed Amad Diallo, who was running across the front post, and then at the far post coming in was Patrick Dorgu, and he really should have hit the target there, but I think he saw the headlines tomorrow morning, rushed his effort, and it was very much a fullback's finish.
Yeah, it's a hard one, to be fair, because it's fizzed across at such a great pace. O'Brien does really well because he tucks in alongside Tarkowski and blocks Ahmed's run, and that's the lesser of two evils, because it's an angle and it's really coming fast. First half chance we've seen really from Manchester United. They've been disappointing.
Yep, especially in attack. Well, they've been much better, but here is Amad Diallo, played in by Burmo. He just couldn't get hold of it. It was offside anyway. Wouldn't have counted. But maybe that will just encourage Manchester United, who need to find a way back into the game. And actually, when Idrissa Gana Gueye spiced up the match by being taken off, we thought he was actually going to end it as a contest, but it's very much a contest now. 10 against 11 in Manchester United's favour, but the scoreboard is against them. They trail Everton by a goal to nil. Amad Diallo fouled from behind, is he, by Tarkowski? Referee says yes. Free kick Manchester United. Just 4 steps in front of the centre circle, left of centre.
David Moyes is going absolutely mad down there because of Barry losing the ball, and it was a good ball, a nice easy ball up to him, and he miscontrolled and give the ball back. Manu, he's absolutely fuming with him. And rightly so, because they're the easier. If it's a difficult ball, waist high, fair enough. He's got to do better there.
Burmo now out towards the right hand side. Mazraoui with a low cross, takes a deflection, fended away by Tarkowski. And Meni Yoro almost miscontrolled that and took it out of play, but he just about recovered in the nick of time. And Burmo's got it back again 10 minutes before the break on Talk Sport. Now it's down the left with Luke Shaw via Bruno Fernandes. Shaw trying to find a way to goal. Amad makes a little bit of movement. He's been the liveliest attacker that Manchester United have had so far. We haven't seen much of Burmo. We haven't seen anything of Josh Xerxes, apart from that cross into the box, which was a good chance for Dorgu, who's got the ball now on this left-hand side, attacking the penalty area. Goes on the outside of Njai, does well to block his cross. Garner comes up and sweeps up, and Everton then play their way out of trouble and go long. But Dorgu does well, slides in, stops it from going any further up the pitch. It goes out of play for a throw-in deep inside Everton territory, and it remains Everton who lead by a goal to nil. On TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car, whatever it is, they're here for it.
It's a massive 10 minutes for Everton, this. If they can get to half-time with the lead, gives everybody energy at half-time, it gives you something to hang on to and fight for. To concede in that time will be really deflating. It's a big moment in the game, this little period before half-time.
Manchester United have been traditionally fast starters, and then they have crashed after the break, but today they haven't really got going as an attacking force, but they are coming forward now. The ball's been flicked on into the penalty area, but Pickford is going to get there first, and it's gobbled up just away to our left-hand side. They maybe need to be a little bit more incisive, more quick and sharp with their passing through midfield, get the ball wider. There's a lot more energy about Everton really in their defending, bearing in mind that they've got an extra man, Manchester United, it should be a little bit easier for them to move Everton around.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that at the moment, which is credit to Everton, their energy, their discipline. Spaces will grow though as the minutes run on, of course.
Well, United have scored and conceded in equal measure throughout the course of the season. 18 goals for 19 now conceded, and they're coming down the right with Mbeumo, who just got in front of Michael Keane. The referee does not give the free kick, and Mbeumo felt as if he was connected by Keane and the ball wasn't won.
Looked a corner to me, looked a great tackle from Keane coming over. Worrying thing for United, and Mbeumo's holding his shoulder.
Well, if it's not a corner, then is it a foul? Yeah, it's got to be a corner. And it's right in front of the assistant over on the far side.
He's grabbed his shoulder straight away, you know. This is a big blow for him if something's happened.
Oh, that's the last thing that Manchester United need. There's a dislocated shoulder for Brian Mbeumo, who actually is getting back to his feet here without any attention, so maybe it's just an awkward fall. Let's hope that it's nothing more than that, because Manchester United have got depleted resources in that department, and certainly Ruben Amorim will not want any more. They trail here by 1-0.
Good cover from Keane, actually. Sees the danger, gets over there, times the tackle really well. Not sure how he hasn't given the corner though, but anyway.
Yeah, it was either a foul or a corner, and it was definitely a corner. 7 minutes to go before the break. It's Manchester United 0, Everton 1. And this is an Everton team that don't really score that many goals. There's been very little potency about the Everton attack. There's a little bit of craft there with Njai, who's been terrific, and Grealish and Dewsbury Hall, but it's the finishers that are the problem. But the finishing from Dewsbury Hall was pretty good tonight, and he's on the ball now after good link play between Barry and Njai. Back to Grealish, tries to find a way into the box. It's blocked by Mazraoui.
Barry's grown into the game. That was a much better, first the leap and then the touch, linking up with Njai again.
His aerial duels last season were absolutely off the scale. It's one of the reasons why they ended up purchasing him. Here is Xerxes, good turn, plays it into Mbeumo, chance to break now for Manchester United, but Dewsbury Hall getting back, covering, helping out his defence, did really well, and then Pickford sends it long and high into the Manchester United half of the field. It wasn't a great header from De Ligt, it's found only Grealish. De Ligt's had to come across again, and Mazraoui can't get it out, and Manchester United, who remember coming into this game unbeaten in 5 and looking to go 6 unbeaten, just look a little bit ragged against the 10 men of Everton in this first half.
Yeah, they look a little bit lethargic, they're not sharp. Everything's kind of reactionary rather than proactive. Everton not getting the ball when the ball's going up, even with the 10 men, they're still picking up pieces. And foul.
No, foul by Mazraoui, nudge forward as Mikalenko takes it on. Xerxes tries to go down the outside, moves towards the edge of the penalty area, plays it against Xerxes, does Mikalenko, and it goes out of play and away, eventually I think off the Ukrainian, and out for a goal kick away to our right hand side, and it remains 1-0 to Everton. And actually we thought that David Moyes was going to try and get this team to half time. His team have done a brilliant job to cover the absence of Idrissa Gana Gueye in that midfield, and they've given him the opportunity to wait to half time to make any changes that he wants to make. They would have expended quite a bit of energy. Here is Dorgu down the left. Thomas Tuchel is here with Anthony Barry in the director's box today. Shaw helps it forward to Fernandes, on to Casemiro, room out on the right for Mazraoui. Can he get a decent cross in? It's a low one into the box that doesn't beat the first man. It's away by Keane and out on the far side. It was a poor delivery.
It was actually. They've got in some good wide areas and delivery hasn't been good.
And they need to get better with that if they are to try and forge a way back into this game. They usually score goals, Manchester United. Here's Dorgu down the left-hand side, but they don't have the resources that they've had recently. No Cunha tonight, no Šeško. Mount is on the bench. Here is Fernandes. He does create. Into the box he goes, and a lovely delivery which no one can attack. And actually the closest person to it was Michael Keane.
See, there is also a question really when you're playing against 10 men, whether you need 3 centre-halves. I really don't think you do. I think it's a perfect opportunity to go 2 centre-halves against Barry. You have your full-backs against their wide men. You get an extra forward man on the pitch.
Well, I'll tell you that during the game against Chelsea, I was here for that game, when they went down to 10 players. Chelsea, Manchester United did not sacrifice their principles. They stayed with the same shape. Here's Amad Diallo in the edge of the area though after a poor kick out. He drags the ball down low towards the near post and he hits the side netting. And there was a kick out by Pickford that went straight to Dorgu, then on to Amad, and Amad just sort of weaved his way towards the edge of the area. His right-footed delivery was drawn down to the goalkeeper's right, but it was probably the wrong option because there was much more space towards the left of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it's worth a go though. He's been bright, good feet, got himself the space to get the shot. Sometimes drag it when you're on your weak foot, trying to hit through it so quickly.
He has been the live wire attacker, hasn't he, in the opening 42 minutes for Manchester United. If they've had an outlet, it's been from him.
And Jai's been terrific.
It's been absolutely brilliant. Him and Barry actually have linked up so well. Everton seeing the fruits of their labour with persisting with Tierno Barry, and David Moyes talked him up after the game against Fulham.
The frustrating thing for Moyes and the staff is that they started the game really brightly with the 11. It wasn't like this is a reaction to the sin. They started really bright. They looked confident.
Yep.
And now they give themselves this real problem, especially because of, as the game goes on, the energy to keep up against 11. Through an act of stupidity from one of their own. More experienced guys as well.
36 years of age. We still make bad decisions when we're 36.
46.
56. Here's Garner clipping the ball to the far post, heading the ball into the air is Tarkovsky. He does it again, and Lomans will pick that up rather easily on the edge of the 6-yard box. And there is a cry from the Manchester United players and fans to get things moving quickly, but because of that setup, they are a little bit late to the party when it comes to quick releases. Here is De Ligt, Casemiro, behave. Here is Mbeumo down the right-hand side, moving up towards the edge of the area, trying to take on Grealish. He cuts in left-footed into Casemiro, a little back heel onto Mazraoui. Can he feed it back towards Casemiro? He can down the right side of the box. Slide tackle goes in from Mikolenko. Ball goes out of play. Linesman didn't know what to do, nor did the referee. They were waiting for each other, so they just gave a goal kick.
I think he got it right. Mikolenko seemed to get there first, and then Casemiro came sliding in. They've managed the game well, Evan. I'm really, really surprised how well they've been able to contain Man U, although you have to argue that Man U have been really disappointing. The lack of energy, the lack of creativity, the odd glimpse from Amad.
Well, United's home games have been pretty gripping affairs so far this season. They lost 1-0 at home to Arsenal. They didn't deserve to lose that game. They beat Burnley in an entertaining game, took the game to Chelsea, polished off Sunderland with little fuss, and played out a 4-2 win over Brighton, which was terribly entertaining. This has certainly kept us on the edge of our seat. It hasn't been great for Manchester United. They trail by a goal to nil. Here's Casemiro, picking it up dead centre of the Everton half, spraying it wide towards the right, and Burma takes over from Mazraoui, goes down the outside of the penalty area. He's got Mikolenko for company. He tries to get across into the box, left-footed. It's an arced one towards Dorgu, headed away by O'Brien. Shaw trying to pick it up edge of the area, comes through to Fernandes. He tries to shoot. It's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box by Tarkovsky, and out for a throw-in.
Great ball in from Mbeumo on the right-hand side, caused all sorts of problems, just about got it away in the end.
Ball now with Mbeumo again, left-footed delivery into the box. It's headed away by Keane, not a great header by Keane. The second one wasn't very good either, and Jai tries to get it out of the area. Barry gets it away. It's picked up by Fernandes, edge of the area, right-footed shot. Oh, what a save, up high to his right by Pickford, diving away to his right-hand side. His arm came up over his head and tipped it over the top of the crossbar after Bruno Fernandes had unleashed an effort from 20 yards.
Yeah, I think it was a bit dramatic, the save there. It was a mile away, the shot. He could have come across and tried to punch it or catch it, but still got the job done.
4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. Manchester United shooting towards the Stretford end. It's a right-footed delivery from the corner, headed down by De Ligt. An arm up went up there from Keane. Not sure it connected. It goes behind and away for a goal kick with minimum of fuss.
Can something be terribly exciting?
Yes, of course it can.
You described Manchester United as Brighton as terribly exciting.
Yes, because it was
a contradiction.
Well, not really, because they were 3-0 up and then all of a sudden they conceded a couple of goals, so that felt terrible, even though it was exciting. I have missed you.
I'm going to have to check that out.
What are you going to check it out with?
My old English teacher.
In Burma, I don't think they talk to you anymore. Poor from Fernandez, given the boy, picked up by Garner. He tries to get clear and then he's dragged to the floor, is he, by Burma? The referee says yes, that was the case. It's going to be a yellow card for Brian Burma.
I mean, he made the most of it, Garner, but you know what, if you get a touch and you're going down on a breakaway, it's probably a right decision.
Well, he's recovered from his shoulder injury. He has now got a yellow card to his name, which is a bit of a concern. Manchester United 0, Everton 1 on Talk Sport.
Just have a look at the replay. Yeah, it just gives him a little tug on the shirt, and you're always going to go down if you feel that, especially when you've got 10 men and you're trying to get 2 minutes into the, so you can get down the tunnel in half time, get a breather.
Sometimes those are good ones.
Half an orange.
You have to take that. Half an orange. Still do those?
No.
Ball down.
I don't know actually. No, maybe.
Ball down the side, went straight into the penalty area. It was a poor free kick from Everton, picked up by Senna Lomans and sent it out towards the left-hand side. Sometimes those yellow cards are important. You have to take them because you're stopping a break. But I'm sure that was one of those.
Yeah, true.
Casemiro out to Mazraoui, back to Fernandez. Fernandez is midway down the right-hand side of the Everton half. He tries to link with Mbeumo. It's won brilliantly by the Everton left back Mikalenko, and then held on to superbly by Dewsbury Hall. Had a very good start to the game. It's back with Garner into Dewsbury Hall. They look a little bit sharper, fitter and more energetic, Everton, in this game.
Dewsbury Hall, Garner and Jai and Grealish, the four midfield boys, have been exceptional since they've gone down to 10 in terms of tight possession when they're under pressure, knowing when to pop it round the corners, knowing when to take a touch, zipping the passes in. It's been a real great exhibition of midfield play from those boys.
But also they've also sort of done this thing that Grealish does so brilliantly, which is held onto the ball at just the right time to win free kicks. Pickford to take the free kick, which is just short of the halfway line, just a couple of steps inside his own half. He elevates it high and out towards the right-hand side. It's over the head of Njai, and it's out for a throw-in in the left full-back position for Manchester United. We've nearly played our 4 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. And, this is a disappointing first 45 minutes for Manchester United, who trail here by a goal to nil, despite the fact that Idrissa Gana Gueye has been sent off. Here is Mbeumo, turning well, edge of the penalty area, gets a lucky ricochet, into the box it goes, tries to feed Amad Diallo, away by Jake O'Brien, headed into the air as the clearance comes up to halfway by De Ligt. Casemiro gives the ball away cheaply, it's out of play. Fernandez turns around as if to say, Patrick, where are you? There's no left back in the area.
Kind of sums up their first half, a bit disjointed, not quite at it. They'll get a rocket half time, and they've got a big 45 minutes to redeem themselves, this United side. Whether he makes a change or two, what options he's got on the bench.
Well, there's
Mason Mount maybe.
Not as many as you would hope for Manchester United because of the injuries that they've got, and I think it's a little bit disappointing, that first 45 minutes. And Ruben Amorim, who's celebrating an anniversary, usually I suppose when you're having a big occasion like this you expect a gift, not a party pooper, but that's what Everton are doing so far. David Moyes, somehow, despite the fact that his team are down to 10 players, when Idrissa Gana Gueye slapped his teammate Michael Keane and got red carded by Tony Harrington, are in front thanks to Kieran Dewsbury Hall's effort from the edge of the penalty area, which flashed in like a lightning strike beyond Senna Lomans. Everton have got the oldest average 11 in the league so far this season, and they're teaching one or two of these United youngsters a bit of a lesson. Half-time, Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Mazraoui off and Mount on. It means a switch for the position of Amad Diallo, who was their most productive attacker in the first half. He comes out to the right wing-back position. And I just think it will mean that the three at the back will end up being maybe just a little bit wider and stay in their positions and just allow those full-backs, those wing-backs, to go really high and be part of the attack. Mount will go in as one of the 10s alongside Mbeumo, and Xerxes will lead the line. I'll run through the 2 11s in just a second. What do you make of the change?
Yeah, it's understandable. I mean, if you're not making a shape change, a personnel one, it makes them more attacking. Mazraoui looked a bit off it in terms of the levels we've seen him before. His crossing was poor. And we know Ahmad's comfortable out here. He's a goal threat from anywhere he plays.
A ball in towards the edge of the area. Mount doesn't reach it, but it comes through to Mbeumo. Good work from Grealish to travel back and win the ball for Everton, and then send it down the line looking for Barry. Across comes De Ligt, follows him out towards the near touchline, touches it out for a throw-in. The two 11s then look like this. Serna Lomans is the Manchester United goalkeeper. The rest of the outfield players in red shirts, white shorts, shooting from left to right towards the scoreboard end in the second half. Yoro, De Ligt and Shaw the back three. Then it's Ahmad now playing at right wing back with Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Dorgu. Mount and Mbeumo behind Xerxes in attack. Everton all in blue, attacking the goal away to our left, have the ball within Jai, who was excellent first half, dispossessed by Luke Shaw just short of the centre circle. It's played by Fernandes out to the right side where it's collected by Lenny Yoro, charges up the field of play in towards Ahmad. Ahmad looks up and feeds it back into Lenny Yoro, back out to Ahmad once again. Everton with Pickford in goal, O'Brien at right back, Tarkowski, Keenan, Mikolenko the back three, then Njai, Dewsbury Hall, Garner and Grealish behind Barry in attack. They're down to 10 players after I just said Garner Gay was sent off for fighting with his own teammate. Here's Bruno Fernandes wandering forward. Casemiro pops it into Xerxes. Xerxes with a little back heel. Casemiro with an effort, blocked by a congested Everton defence. Lenny Yoro breaking forward to try and join the attack. Doesn't manage to get anything on the ball. It's cleared away by Mikolenko. Barry does well. Comes off the hands of Dewsbury Hall, although it does complain that it hit his face first. It was accidental. But Manchester United play on quickly. They come down the right with Amad Diallo, trying to feed it into the path of Mbeumo. Mbeumo trying to take on Mikolenko now. He's by the corner flag here, trying to hold on to the ball. Mikolenko is then thrust to the floor, and Mbeumo doesn't want to give anything away cheaply. He's got to be careful. He's also on a yellow card, and he's trying to win the ball in tight areas. It's given away by Mikolenko, and it's now Fernandes right side of the area trying to tease the ball into the box. It wasn't a great delivery. Puts his hand up in apology as it floats well beyond the far post and goes out for a goal kick away to our right. It's Manchester United 0, Everton 1.
So it's one thing Everton have to do really well, and I'm sure they've talked about it half time, is manage moments like this. Take as long as you possibly can. Call it a dark arts, call it what you will. I call it sensible play. Slow it down, get numbers up the pitch. Every time there's a set play, a foul, just really try and slow this game down as much as you can.
What have you made of Joshua Xerxes' performance at the top of the Manchester United performance today? He's obviously keen to try and make an impression after hardly having any minutes really for them so far this season.
He's been unimpressive. He looks like a player who hasn't played much. He looks like a player who's short on confidence. And it doesn't help that he's not getting much of the ball, but no, he's been well off it.
Well, only 3 players touched the ball fewer times in the first half than Joshua Xerxes, and one of them played 9 minutes and the other one was sent off for hitting their teammate. Here is Amad Diallo down the right hand side. The ball is too strong for him.
Thing is, I think strikers in general touch the ball less than anyone else on the pitch, more often than not. A lot of games we see in the Premier League, so it's not really a stat that should be justification of a good or a bad performance, but the runs you make, the touches you do give, you keep the ball, you don't keep all those things. It just doesn't look that sharp.
Well, Casemiro gets a yellow card for a challenge on Jack Grealish.
Silly, wasn't it? Why?
It was a little bit clumsy, wasn't it? And unnecessary.
And he puts, we've seen him before get a yellow and then stupidly do something else and get another one.
Well, it was actually in that game that they played against Chelsea when Chelsea early went down to 10 players, and then Casemiro got 2 yellow cards very quickly and ended up getting off himself. Giving away a free kick mid of the Manchester United half away to our left hand side. It's Manchester United 0, Everton 1. On TalkSport, the Sports Bar coming up with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy very shortly as the ball goes in towards the edge of the penalty area. That reaction was for the quality of the free kick, not the quality of the next programme.
It wasn't a free kick, it was the push and the foul which we saw coming as the ball was in the air, and it was the tiniest little nudge. No, that didn't sound good, did it?
No, it didn't.
I love Jamie and Jason's show, actually. It keeps me occupied on the journey home, so no, it certainly wasn't a criticism of them.
The Sports Bar open for business from 10 o'clock tonight. TalkSport breakfast tomorrow morning. Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy's back together again. Early breakfast coming from Manchester United fan Angelina Kelly tomorrow. I'm sure she'll have a bit to say about this game if it stays like this. We've played 5 minutes of the second half. Here's Xerxes tucking the ball back into the path of Fernandes up to Xerxes again. Casemiro wide towards the left. Dorgu into Casemiro. Back to Fernandes. Backwards rather than forwards. That gets a little bit of a groan of frustration from the United fans as Fernandes tries to work the ball into the box. He looks for Ahmad. It's headed away. Comes back to Mason Mount who cracks one. Good block by Tarkowski.
Brilliant from Tarkowski.
Excellent sliding block by him. And then Tiano Barry chases the ball out towards the near side and kicks it out and away for a throw-in. We've played 51 minutes. It's Manchester United 0, Everton 1.
Yeah, Bruno's the key because every time he gets his head up anywhere in the final third, you know he can open you up. And he saw the ball, he just didn't quite have the execution, and Grealish got back in to get the header.
Dorgu, poor ball in towards Mount, but he gave it straight to Jimmy Garner. The ball rushes through to Pickford and he clips it out towards the far side.
Is he a mate of yours?
No.
I thought his name was James Garner.
Well, it is, but his friends call him Jimmy.
That's why I said, is he a mate of yours?
Trying to get into that circle. It's Amad Diallo with a cross. Mount with a header. It's narrowly wide of the post. He sort of flashed that towards the far stick. Actually, it was probably 5 or so yards wide by the time it crossed the white line. Good delivery from Amad Diallo.
It was actually, and probably one of the reasons they got him out here, because there was a lot of opportunities to put good balls in first half. See Moisey now having a chat with Grealish about that situation, what he does about Diallo, when to pass him on to Mikalenko, when to go with him himself.
Well, at Manchester United generally, their performances have declined after half-time in the Premier League this season. They were joint top of the Premier League for first half goals scored, but bottom for second half goals conceded. Now, it might be a slightly different game today because of the complexion of it. Here's Mbeumo trying to get round the back of Mikalenko. Didn't have the speed to burst away from him as he was released by Xerxes in the inside right channel. Cleared away by De Ligt on halfway, but not a great one. Yoro picks it up, poor ball, given straight to Njai, and then Shaw slides in with a tackle, hits it against Bruno, and Manchester United eventually get possession back. But it's a little bit scrappy. Now they have it with Lenny Yoro, deep inside his own territory. Wide on the right is Amad Diallo. He looks up, needs a bit of support, so he goes centrally. And Manchester United look to build the play from deep. Bruno Fernandes takes it off the centre-backs into the centre circle, and Casemiro, the Manchester United crowd on their feet away to our left, just trying to engender a bit more energy from their team. Dorgu takes the ball on down the left side. He gets down the side of the penalty area to the byline, produces a cross, and looking for a delivery towards Xerxes. He comes back out to Casemiro, who's going to shoot it here, but he never looked like testing Jordan Pickford. It took a little while to come down, and when he hit it, it was off target.
No, the crosses are raining in a lot more now. It's actually good defending from Dewsbury all in his own box. Heads it out, but what he does really well is he closes Casemiro down to put him off on the shot. It's a good start from United. Better tempo, better quality of balls in the box, just pushing Everton back a little bit.
Well, David Moyes has never won in 17 attempts as a visiting manager to Old Trafford in the Premier League. Writing that awful run would certainly make him feel a lot better about things. That's a poor kick out by Pickford. Xerxes found Mbeumo. The ball into the near post again is not accurate enough. It flicks off the defender and goes into the arms of Pickford away to our right-hand side.
He's lucky, Pickford, because that was a poor ball. Could have put his team in a load of trouble there.
Barry under pressure from De Ligt. De Ligt manages to hook it clear. Bounces down for Grealish, who pokes it into the path of Dewsbury Hall. Good challenge by Fernandes. Won by Mount now. Centre circle. Into Xerxes. Back to Mount. A little flick out to Casemiro. Good football by Manchester United. Ahmad now. Right side of the United attack coming forward into the midpoint of the Everton half. Centrally is Casemiro. Back to De Ligt and then on to Fernandes, who travels forward at pace, plays it down the left, and Shaw getting up to help the attack, tries to get the cross, and it's blocked. It goes out for a corner.
Good defending from Njai, doing the hard yards we're talking about. See, Shaw's been released there. He's ended up in left back position from left centre half. Overloads, that's what you need. Stretch that Everton back line, much better from Manu.
Kobbie Mainoo about to come on for Manchester United in the next few minutes. You haven't seen him too much this season.
I think that'll be for Casemiro.
Here is the cross from the corner. Oh, it's a short one into Mount, then back to Fernandes, and then he puts it into the box. I'm not entirely sure what he was trying to achieve, but he didn't do it, and it's cleared away rather easily by the Everton defence. Here is Ahmad, out wide to Mbeumo. Mbeumo approaching the edge of the penalty area, looking to go on the inside now. Just travels along the edge of the 18-yard box, shoots, takes a deflection off the back of the defender De Ligt, who was up there supporting the attack, and it's cleared away. Grealish fighting with Mbeumo for the ball. Ahmad comes across, it goes out and away for a throw-in, and Everton doing well to defend just about.
Good strength from Grealish. Dewsbury all there. He's got to do better, and Mbeumo's, he's going to want to cut in on that left foot. It's too easy. Far too easy.
Well, 10 minutes into the second half, Ruben Amorim obviously not satisfied with the response that his team have come up with. They're going to bring on Diogo Dalot. I think he'll go out to left full-back for Dorgu. That's my impression. And I think you're all right. Casemiro
with the yellow,
with the yellow to come off and to be replaced by Kobbie Mainoo. Here is Lenny Yoro moving forward over towards the near side. He plays it infield to Casemiro, and now it's with Ahmad. Ahmad just holding on to the ball, releasing it back to Yoro, and then infield it goes to Matthijs de Ligt, the Dutch international centre-back. Fernandes nudging it further on. Dorgu cutting in, right-footed, delivers a cross. Ahmad coming round at the back post, and Grealish does well, but it's poked back towards Mbeumo. There's a wild challenge by Keane, who thinks he got the ball, and then there was a coming together. The referee did not give the foul. It goes out for a throw, and then he's been told to hold the play by the VAR to check this decision.
There's nothing to check. It's a great tackle. There's no penalty there.
Well, Tony Harrington listening. He's got his hand to his ear. Mbeumo, well, he kicks
Keane, yeah. It's a foul. Keane, yellow card, Mbeumo.
Well, it certainly was a missed kick by Mbeumo. I don't think you can give a penalty. You can't give a penalty. Oh, can you give a penalty for the fact that he hit the knee? No, surely not.
I'm going to tell you, Sam, and I'm going to tell you, Aid, if he gives a penalty for that, this microphone's getting put down and I'm leaving. That's how disgusted I would be.
The VAR is checking for a possible foul. They're making a change here. Mainoo is on. The two players we suggested would come off have done. Casemiro and Dorgu. And we're still waiting. Come on, they're going to play on here, surely. Yes, play on. No penalty. Thank God for that. That was going to be a long time to chat on my own. It didn't happen. A thankful nation breathes a sigh of relief. 33 minutes to go. Here is Dalot, now gone out to that left-hand side, a little bit behind Fernandes, but he adjusts his position and gives it on to Amad Diallo, who tries to take on Mykolenko's defending for his life. He's pulling back Amad Diallo. It was obvious free kick. They're taking it quickly, and then Mbeumo's free down the right-hand side. He's crossing to the box. Mainoo tries to get on the end of it, misses him, goes all the way through to the far side, and it'll be recycled by Luke Shaw, who gets it back into the box. It's away by Keane. Good strong header by the towering central defender, and it's mopped up by De Ligt, and Manchester United being urged forward by their supporters here, trailing by a goal to nil.
Can't get out at the moment, Evan.
Fernandes, straight ball into Xerxes. They dealt with that well, and now they charge up the pitch with Keenan Dewsbury Hall, who does well, draws the foul, and a free kick Everton to take the pressure off his defence.
That was so good from Dewsbury Hall. Good feet, good balance, nice change of direction, little tug on him. Down he goes, get his team out. Quality play from Dewsbury Hall again. He's had a terrific evening so far, to be honest.
What a goal he scored as well. I mean, there was a couple that was talking to at half-time, was questioning the goalkeeper.
Yeah, we talked about half-time when you weren't here.
Well, you two then were questioning. I went to get you a coffee.
No, you didn't. You got yourself one.
No, I didn't. I got it for Adrian.
Oh.
Here is Pickford, kicking the ball long down the left, looking for Grealish. It's headed by Ahmad, and then on to Mbeumo, who's being caught in a bit of a tussle today with Mykolenko, kept it in well. Fernandes now looking to send it over the top for Ahmad, who's trying to take on Keane, who's positioned himself superbly and then managed to stop Amad Diallo in his tracks. Dewsbury Hall holds on to the ball under pressure from Fernandes, deep inside the Everton half of the field, hitting the hour mark now, put forward by Mykolenko. That was poor.
I don't understand that. How you can play such a simple pass out of play. I suppose that's why you play fullback. Honestly.
Stuart Pearce, part of our commentary team tomorrow night. As we bring you
It's such an easy pass though, isn't it?
Versus Newcastle. Here is Mount.
Stuart Pearce never kick a ball.
No, he would never do that. No. And if he did, we wouldn't tell him about it. Here is Shaw. Across to Yoro. back out to the right, and Ahmad trying to take on Grealish now. Approaches the edge of the area, left-footed cross is a really good one, and it's just not attacked in the right zones, but the two attacking the penalty area, Mount and Xerxes.
It's all right though. Do you know what I love about that? He's brave enough to take responsibility and say, I'll put the cross in. He's got good pace, good dip on it, just a tiny bit long. At least he's brave enough as a young player to say, I'm not going to keep passing it backwards or to someone else to take the responsibility. Him, Bruno, Mount, they've got to get on it. Mainu, make something happen. Be brave, risk the wrath of the fans when you knock one long or you miss pass. Just keep trying.
You're listening to Manchester United 0, Everton 1. Everton down to 10 players, remember, ever since they had their own centre midfielder, Idrissa Gana Gueye, sent off for slapping his central defender Michael Keane. Here is Mount down the left, across into the box, away by Mykolenko, comes back out as far as Bruno Fernandes, and Burmo trying to keep it alive. Yoro just about does. It's back to the right angle of the penalty area, and Ahmad now weaving his way into the box, tries to poke it through to Dorgu. Dewsbury Hall is there, still not clear by Everton. Across comes Garner. Grealish tries to drag it out, and Burmo wins it momentarily, and then Grealish has got it back again into Mykolenko, who sends it long and high down the line, looking for Barry, away by De Ligt, nudged by Fernandes into Lenny Yoro. Mount's dropped deep to pick up the ball, he wants it. Far side on the left is Dallo, and they screaming for the ball to get out that way as well. Fernandes will send it towards the far side, and it's a bit behind Luke Shaw. You're listening to Manchester United 0, Everton 1 on TalkSport with Sky Sports, and don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action flexibly, like Manchester United versus Everton live right now. Search Now Sports. Here is Yoro, edge of the area. Manchester United streaming forward and putting pressure on the Everton backline that are holding firm so far. 62 on the clock, 1-0 to Everton. Fernandes into the box, onto Xerxes, back to Mbeumo, shuffles, shoots, saved down low to his right by Pickford, comes back out as far as Dallo. Now it's on to Mount, he tries to curl one into the far corner, and it just about kisses the outside of the foot of the post and goes wide for a goal kick. That's better. Much better.
Yeah, it was patient, moving it side to side, little probing pass in from Bruno into Xerxes, and Mbeumo gets his chance. Decent save down to the right of Pickford. Much better from Manchester United. He
did really well, Pickford, actually, to push that as wide as he did.
He did, and then it falls to Mount, who tries to bend one in the far corner, a few feet wide, but better. It's a hell of a header.
It's close for Mason Mount. Lomans has got the ball inside his own 18-yard box. No chance he's taken this. He's closed down by Barry. He sends it long. Header by O'Brien goes straight to Bruno Fernandes. He scurries up towards halfway. United in possession here, but behind on the scoreboard. He sends the ball down the left looking for Dallo, who made a good run. And it's cut out by Tarkowski and sent out for a throw-in, quickly taken by Mason Mount. Infield it goes to Bruno Fernandes again. Manchester United trying to get the tempo up here, and Mount's got it on the edge of the area. He's bumped off the ball by O'Brien. It was good defending by the Irishman.
Very good, nice and patient, didn't dive in, didn't panic, very good. Just getting pinned back now.
Yep, they're being pressed back to the edge of their own penalty area here, Everton, and Luke Shaw's got it down the left, trying to get a cross in. He's being marshalled by Iliman Ndiaye, does well enough to turn it back to Dallo. Now it's on to Fernandes, back to Shaw again, left side, into Dallo once more, down the left for Mason Mount, tries to twist away, tips the ball into the box, and it's headed away by Keane. And then kneed away by Dewsbury Hall. Then Yoro finds Ahmad. Lots of relentless pressure here. Ahmad down the right, and he just wildly tried to shoot that ball goalwards. I think he might have connected with Grealish actually.
I think he did on the follow through accidentally. But I think Moyes now, we've just seen him chatting with the staff. He's going to be looking at some fresh legs. They've lost a bit of impetus. Maybe Beto, maybe Eric Boonen.
Well, they are just in conference down in front of us. David Moyes and his coaching staff just trying to decipher what the next move is going to be. Alan Irvine and Leighton Baines are down there. Remember, next week we will have it all. We've got all 10 Premier League commentaries in the midweek round of matches, which is happening Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Accidentally, he has the shot, and then as he comes down, he stands on him by accident. Naughty one.
We're talking about Amad Diallo.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
On Jack Grealish. You've just seen a replay of that. Grealish is hobbling away.
Oh dear.
That's given away by Mykolenko, your mate. And then he's recovered well to intercept as Ahmad tried to play it down the touchline. And there's an offside flag up against an Everton player. Tomorrow, Marseille against Newcastle is an 8 o'clock kickoff. Arsenal Bayern Munich 8 o'clock Wednesday night. Thursday night, Aston Villa Young Boys is on TalkSport 2. Nottingham Forest Malmo Heard that fixture before somewhere. Takes place at 8 o'clock on Talk Sport from the Europa League. Sean Dyche had a good win at the weekend. He wants another one at the City Ground. Ball down the right-hand side for Ahmad to swing across it. Again, it's not a bad one. And now almost ended up sort of trying to get out of the way of it rather than get on the end of it. And it goes behind and away for a goal kick. Crystal Palace against Manchester United next Sunday morning. The previous night will bring you Tottenham against Fulham. Morning, you're not happy with...
What's wrong with you tonight?
It starts at 11 o'clock. That's a morning, right?
Fulham.
Spending too much time with Americans. Crystal Palace. It was because I was trying to explain to you that the game that we've got on Sunday kicks off at midday, but the coverage will start in the morning at 11 o'clock. And Izzy, our producer, who is very pernickety, just raised her eyebrows at me as if I'd made a huge error.
And had you?
Well, not really, no. But she's being a bit pedantic, I think. Yes. Fernandes plays the ball towards Yoro. Moving up down the right side, finding Ahmad. Manchester United still struggling really to test Jordan Pickford enough, I think. Here is Luke Shaw.
The Everton staff are still having a meeting.
Here is Dalot trying to find a way to get across into the box. Luke Shaw does that. It's a deep one, but there's no one to get on the end of it.
Done that well, Jack Grealish. That inside left position, getting back in, doing his job. Difficult to keep doing it relentlessly, but he's been 3 or 4 times in this second half.
It's amazing how much energy they've expended, Everton, during the game, really. The Manchester United is the one that squad that is the one that should be fresher. No European football this season. They've only played 12 games by the 23rd of November, the day before this game. They're fewest during that period since any season since 1904.
Garner looks fit. He looks really sharp. Getting about the pitch a lot. Putting a hell of a shift in, as they all are, but especially him. Looks really comfortable in that position and taking that responsibility for his team.
Kobe Mainoo finds Dalot down the Manchester United left, again trying to put pressure on this Everton defence, which is resolutely standing firm at the moment and ensuring that they are not wilting under the pressure that Manchester United are applying here. Trailing by a goal to nil, they come forward in red shirts, white shorts, under the floodlights at a jam-packed Old Trafford tonight. Ball sent towards the edge of the area by Luke Shaw. It's a bit of a hopeful delivery really, but Diallo's made the most of it, and then Mbeumo on the volley allowed it to drop out of the sky, but didn't take an extra touch, decided just to hit it first time. It came off the outside of his boot and it swirled away, and it's a goal kick.
It was worth a go. He's talented enough, technically good enough. A little sloppy that from Jack Grealish, just been praising him. Commentators curse. He flicks it on the edge of his box to Dalot, who sets up Mbeumo. That would have been a difficult one.
Well, the Everton fans, who I haven't seen their team win too often away from home recently, are on the verge of witnessing something quite miraculous. They don't win at Old Trafford very often. It's been 12 years since the last time they did it. Here is Xerxes for Manchester United, trying to bring Bruno Fernandes into play, but it's Njai who wins it back. And now Grealish looking to get to the edge of the area, tickling his way to the edge of the box. Didn't hit it first time, didn't hit it second time, took too many touches and ended up finding himself running down a bit of a cul-de-sac. Here is Jake O'Brien, back to Keane, and then on to Mykolenko. Mykolenko looking up now, feeding it into the path of Njai, who's been bright and bubbly throughout the course of the game. All the way back to Keane.
I'm not sure why Grealish didn't hit that. Maybe he didn't see the path. He's looking a little bit leggy, the amount of running he's been doing.
Up it goes towards Njai, away by Yoro. Now Grealish has got it again. Barry's gone beyond him. Grealish gives it to Njai. Njai gets away from Ahmad and waits for a little bit of support rather than driving forward into the box. Mykolenko sends it down the left. Dewsbury Hall's got a chance to cross. He does that, clips it to the far post. Dalot gets up there and clips it out and away for a throw-in over on the far side.
The problem is when you're sat up here looking at it, you see the space they can run into and do so, you think, go on then, make the most of it. Reality is your legs. You've done so much work without the ball that you haven't really got that anything. Keep it, give us a breather. It's a very delicate balance when you're down to 10.
Well, Jack Grealish just took a breather there, went down on his haunches, and he has expended a lot of energy. He's played a lot of football this season in comparison to anything he's done over the course of the last few seasons.
Yeah, he looks tired. They give a foul already.
Wow. The ball wasn't even in play, was it? Crikey, now they've taken a bad free kick and the referees tell them to go back and do it again.
This ref does not like Tarkowski. Every time he goes near anyone in the box, he gives a foul against him.
I'm sure it's nothing personal.
No, I know, I'm exaggerating, but it does feel like he's got a vendetta against him. It was a nothing little bump into De Ligt.
Fernandes travelling forward, ball at his feet, chased by Barry, who's done a lot of work himself actually. Goes across and into the path of De Ligt. De Ligt trying to flick that forward to the run by Mount, which is a good one. He gets it down, nudges it back. It's Bruno Fernandes over the bar, 6 yards out. He stabbed it with his right foot as it came back from Mason Mount, who made an intelligent run down the left-hand side, brought it down, set it back, right on the edge of the 6-yard box. He can't believe he skied it.
Well, it's a brilliant ball from De Ligt to find Mount, who takes his time on the inside left position. Good bit of movement from Bruno. The only thing I'd say for Bruno there, I mean, he's more than capable on the outside of his right foot. I think he can take that on his left foot. Skies it. If he takes that on his left and just hits it low down into the ground,
it's a chance.
It's a good chance.
It's a big chance for Manchester United. And they still trail by a goal to nil. 72 on the clock on Talk Sport. Everton in front, courtesy of a goal score from Kiernan Dewsbury Hall in the first half, after they'd gone down to 10 men after Idrissa Gana Gueye slapped his teammate and was immediately red carded by Tony Harrington.
I think he's waiting too long to make the subs. Barry looks tired, Grealish looks really tired.
Yoro, Xerxes, Mbeumo, right angle of the penalty area that Everton are defending. Manchester United on the hunt again. Yoro moves up towards the edge of the box. Centrally is Fernandes, out wide the stocky and muscular Mbeumo, into Fernandes, a first time ball round the corner, little diminutive Amad Diallo then tries to keep things moving. It's on to Mason Mount. Mason Mount tries to go forward, but they're so tightly congested in the middle of the penalty area that there wasn't a route through, so he went wide to Mbeumo now, who tries to feed it through the legs of Mikolenko. That was ambitious, he didn't manage it, and it's kicked out of play on this near side for a throw-in. Tim Irabunum is about to come on for Tierno Barry. Jack Grealish has gone down again though, away to our right hand side, and they might have to rethink that substitution now. Manchester United coming over to get a bit of advice from Ruben Amorim. De Ligt went over towards the near touchline. Bruno Fernandes now just coming over for a little bit of liquid. And Grealish still playing on. I think they might get another sub on the pitch, but they're going to the box with Xerxes, who tries to flick it, but the offside flag was up anyway. Is that Dwight McNeil who's going to come on now for Everton as well, going to replace Jack Grealish?
He's holding his stomach a lot. I think he's saying he might feel sick, but no wonder the amount of running he's done. And there's nothing wrong sometimes with sacrificing yourself when you know you can't do the running, when you could cost your team a goal. They've got good subs. Dwight McNeil, Tyler Diblin, Eric Boonen can do the running.
Well, remember the sports bar is open for business straight after this game. 03717223344. I wonder what this tells us about Manchester United. The fact that they are trailing here with 17 minutes to go after such a good period where they've gone 5 unbeaten. Amat taking it down on the right side. Ball back to Fernandes. Fernandes into Lenny Yoro. Kobbie Mainoo at the base of the midfield now. Takes a couple of steps forward with the ball at his feet. He plays it left towards the far side of the pitch, where Dallo sends it back to Mainoo, who's now down by the byline being chased by O'Brien. He couldn't keep hold of it. O'Brien nudged it clear. Njai gives it to him and then gets it back, and then Luke Shaw does a little bit too much physical work on Njai, gives away the free kick.
Well, Jack's going to have a word with the ref. I'm not sure what about. Just weathered that little storm, haven't they? The Man U have been relentlessly at them for the last 15-20 minutes and just seem to have got through it.
Well, up until this point you're absolutely right, that is the case. Be interesting to look at the statistics to see how many shots Manchester United have had. 18 shots on goal, 3 on target, but they haven't really tested Jordan Pickford too often, have they?
No. Considering they've got a man more, you'd expect more chances and more clear-cut chances.
The latest odds are available, by the way, at Ladbrokes. Manchester United trailing by a goal to nil. And right now you can get Manchester United to come back and win the game at 4-1. The draw is 19-10, Everton 17-20. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes 18+, gambleaware.org. Timur Abunam has now put his bib back on.
See, I find that bizarre. Some of them are out on the left. There has to be some fresh legs to help them get through this last 15 minutes.
Long throw goes in towards Tarkowski. Xerxes gets first contact. Second contact is in Jai, helps it on. Lenny Yoro gets it away. Now Ahmad tries to escape, but Jack Grealish gets back and wins it for his team. And Manchester United still not able to get up to full speed and full rhythm and really test this Everton backline, this rigid Everton backline. And Burmo trying to muscle his way through, doesn't quite come off. Xerxes then throws Grealish to the floor. The free kick is given, and then Burmo's getting a little bit upset. Grealish is having a go at Xerxes. Tony Harrington comes across, and Xerxes and Grealish having a little bit of a bromance, a little cuddle.
Tete-a-tete. Was that a thing?
A what?
Don't know.
You mean a tete-a-tete?
Yes.
That's a head-to-head in French. Get your English teachers to look that one up.
At least I'm trying.
We're all trying. Pickford free kick. It's just short of halfway.
Good ball.
He tries Grealish is contacted by Ahmad from behind. He nudged him on the floor.
He's good at it.
Kick.
He's good at it. He's so good at it. He waits, but he's strong as an ox. Silly from Ahmad, really, because he's got cover with Yoro. These are the moments I'm talking about. Taking your time, letting the clock tick, get the anxiety of the crowd up higher. I'm surprised as well with the subs from Amarim, because although he's got, not many options on there, just changing it up, freshening up. He's got a young
winger in Shea
Lacey, yeah.
Well, hasn't made his debut for Manchester United, only 18 years of age. There isn't much on the bench in terms of ready-made experience to affect things in the attacking sense. Here is Garner with a free kick into the near post. It's touched behind and out for a corner by a Manchester United player. Fernandes is suggesting he had his shirt pulled during that process, but it is going to be a corner kick for Everton. And the pressure is coming on from the away team, who lead by a goal to nil and are looking to win here for the first time since 2013. David Moyes, by the way, was in the Manchester United dugout the last time Everton won here. Here is the corner to be taken by Garner, near side, right-footed, low, really poor, away by Fernandes, but recovered by Dewsbury Hall. Garner declined to put it back in again. They go back to the halfway line, and then Mikolenko sends it forward. Keane trying to get up, hitches a ride, heads it down, goes out of play, and it's away for a goal kick away to our left-hand side.
It's not like Garner, that. It's poor that from him. He's good at set plays normally.
Manchester United still not making any movements on the bench with 12 minutes to go. Here is Mainu. Remember, after 57 minutes they brought on Mainu and Dallo at half-time. Mount came onto the pitch and Mazraoui went off. But so far they're still playing with the three centre-backs and chasing the game here. There's Harry Maguire, unfortunately injured, not able to come on and play as an auxiliary number 9. They've turned games late before under Ruben Amorim.
It'd be a huge setback for them, wouldn't it, this, if they can't get back into it.
They got a very late equaliser away at Tottenham. Our last commentary following them just before the international break. Here's Amad Diallo on to Mbeumo. It's back to Bruno Fernandes. Out wide to the left and Luke Shaw. He clips it into the box. Looking for Xerxes. Header into the far corner is stopped by Pickford. A delightful save with his fingertips. Spreading himself out to his right-hand side. And as Xerxes' header looked arcing towards the far corner and nestling into the bottom of it, he come up with a big save, Pickford, to keep Everton in front.
Best save of the night. Brilliant cross, great header from Xerxes. First time we've really seen him. Gets loads of power and bend on it. It's a brilliant save.
Here's the corner in towards the back post. Matthias De Ligt sends it back into the area. It's a little bit scrappy. Yoro keeps it alive. Luke Shaw nudges it back to Mbeumo. Back to Shaw again, edge of the area. Now wide right is Fernandes. Amad Diallo, very congested. Back out to the right side again. Fernandes twisting onto Mainu. Mainu into the box. Deflection takes it into the air, and it's seen behind and out for a corner. Well, the pressure is on once again from Manchester United on the Everton back line. Garner stretching himself out because he's stretched every sinew so far. Irabunum and Beto about to come on as the cross is headed away by Everton from the corner. Comes back out to Fernandes, who hits it, and it was a dipping drive from the edge of the area about 4 yards back from that. It was going towards the far corner and it wasn't far away.
No, it's technically very good because it's got pace and it's bending. Then you get the histrionics after the world owes him a favour, but still a good effort from him. He's just got to keep going because he's the man, he's the one who can make something happen for sure.
Grealish now being stretched out, got a bit of cramp down in front of the penalty area away to our right hand side. Xerxes gone across to try and help him out.
I think Ndiaye coming off and probably Grealish in a minute after this shows you Everton's intent to just hold out, which I understand completely.
Ndiaye off and Tierno Barry off, Irabunum on and Beto on, which I think you can very much understand. Beto's really struggled this season for goals as well as Barry, still yet to score Barry. Irabunum goes into the midfield. And Manchester United still search for a way back into the game. They've worked so hard, Everton, to keep Manchester United at bay, and they've done it brilliantly so far. But here's Amad Diallo over on the right for Manchester United, trying to get the cross into the near post. It's away by the defender who got in front of him, Burmo, and then I think it took a clip off of Amad Diallo as it was cleared out towards the near side, and it goes out for a throw-in to Everton down by the corner flag. Big 9 minutes this for Everton, I think. Big 9 minutes for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim.
I think it's bigger for United in many ways. Look, what have you learned about Everton? Resilient, got some really good players out of the pitch we've talked about. I think all of them can take great credit no matter what happens for this 82 minutes, what they've done after the stupidity of Agana Gate. Whereas the question marks over this United side without Cunha, without Šeško, are there for all to see tonight.
20 shots, only 4 on target, 43 touches in the opposition box, but no goal. Here is Diallo. Amad picking the ball up right side into Lenny Yoro, now on to Mbeumo. Mbeumo back to Amad once again, but they're just being kept on the edge of things here. Outside the box, Mount to the left and Shaw. Dallo back to Shaw again. He's got more involved down the left-hand side in this second half. Fernandes back into Shaw again, onto the far side where Dallo cuts in on his right foot to get a cross in. There's a really good block by Irabunum.
See, I don't know why Shaw's giving that back to Dallo, who's right-footed playing on the left, when he's got the time to put it in himself. That's not taking responsibility. He's just put a great ball into Xerxes and do it again. Plays it forward onto Mount this time, and then out to Dallo, but it's too much on that, and it's going to go out of play, and it's a throw-in for Everton down by the corner flag, and they'll run the clock down once again. Where is the goal coming from for Manchester United? That's the big question, really. I mean, well, it's going to be a knockdown from a cross, or if they don't get a header like Xerxes, probably the first one to get his head on any crosses, but it's the knockdowns when Everton drop in deep and it knocks down to Bruno or edge of the box type situations. But I can see Jack stretching his groins again, and his calves, and Mikalenko.
Everton have only conceded twice from set pieces so far this season. They're pretty good at dealing with those situations. They've been pretty good at dealing with every situation that Manchester United have thrown at them, and when they have got efforts on goal, Pickford has been there to rescue the situation for the away side, who lead by a goal to nil going into the final 6 minutes on TalkSport. The last time they won here, 2013, Roberto Martinez was the manager of Everton. Manchester United, who have made Old Trafford a bit of a fortress, not lost since that Arsenal game at the beginning of the season, about to lose for the first time since then here at home. Into Amad, but won by Dewsbury Hall, who nabs it for Everton and drags them up the pitch. He puts it straight out of play. Manchester United want to get it moving again, and Ruben Amorim almost acted as ball boy there, came out to try and grab it. Oh, it's a foul throw.
Yeah. Beto was the ball there for Dewsbury Hall. I know he was trying to keep it, but Beto fresh on against the licked pace, you'd have fancied him.
Jack Grealish has just come across to get one of those, I think it might have got a tablet there actually, or something. It wasn't an energy gel, I think it might have been a tablet that for Jack Grealish, because he washed it down with a bit of water, didn't he? maybe feeling something, not particularly well. I think you mentioned that a little bit earlier. Ball sent long down the touchline by Mikolenko. Header away is by Lenny Yoro. One in midfield by Grealish, who stabs it forward. Loses his balance as he does so. Beto doesn't win the header, and it comes back to Manchester United's possession. They need to find a way to create a chance in the final 5 minutes. They need a late goal. They need a bit of magic. But at the moment, Manchester United are going to lose for the first time since the opening day of the season here at Old Trafford. Here is Lenny Yoro into midfield. It's going to be 22 wins in 56 games in the first year in charge for Ruben Amorim. Here is Mainu. Right side of the area is Ahmad. Ahmad now trying to cut in. He goes left, then he goes right, goes left again, and he shows too much of it to Dewsbury Hall. He turns back and plays it forward and just skips away from Dewsbury Hall. Everybody in Everton blue on the edge or inside the penalty area. Mainu doesn't move it quick enough, then comes on the right hand side, then the header from Xerxes is wide. As the cross came in, it was a bit too close to Xerxes actually when it was elevated up into his zone.
It's a brilliant little ball from Mainu, you know. Xerxes was just too far forward, he couldn't get enough purchase on the header. Jack's done, he's down.
He's going off to be replaced by Dwight McNeil.
It just shows you this wonderful game, isn't it, that we love. So there's me in the first half saying Everton, they can't win this game with 10 men.
Yep, and they might.
Well,
they're best placed.
It's just incredible what they've done. I know United have been poor, but Everton have shown resilience, shown quality on the counter. They've dug in second half when they've had to. I know there's going to be some injury time, but Dewsbury Hall as well.
Well, you're listening to Manchester United, Neil Everton 1 on TalkSport with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Here for it, book at enterprise.co.uk. The Everton fans in fine voice clapping off Dewsbury Hall and Jack Grealish for Dwight McNeil and Charlie Alcaraz. 3 minutes to go, plus stoppage time. TalkSport Breakfast tomorrow will pour over all of the action with Alan Brazil and Ali McCoy. White and Jordan are on from 10. But tonight, if you want to get your calls in, 03717 223344. The Sports Bar, open for business. Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Yeah, it's a high foot there by Lenny Yoro.
He's made some poor decisions, Yoro, hasn't he, with his defending tonight? He's looked a bit erratic. The confidence was drained from the United players, really, as the game's gone on.
They've run out of ideas a little bit.
Run out of ideas, yeah.
Palace on Sunday live on TalkSport, West Ham live on TalkSport on Thursday night, Wolves all on TalkSport, the next 3 games for Manchester United. We've got their Boxing Day game as well against Newcastle United. And looking forward to that match. It's coming up very shortly. Here's Mason Mount over on the far side into Lenny Yoro. He travels forward, looks up. He's got Mbermo in front of him, but he goes backwards instead to Delig. They're trying to be pushed forward by the crowd here. There's not much chance of Manchester United winning the game from this position, but they might get a draw. And you heard a bit of industrial language behind us. We apologise for that if it's been picked up for our effects.
Yeah, calm down, Adrian.
It's into Xerxes with a header. It's over the top by Pickford, who touches it as it dips underneath the crossbar, and it's pushed behind and out for a corner.
It's another good ball in, and Xerxes finds himself free. It's a long header. He's going to try and generate power. He can't loop it over Pickford, who adjusts his feet and flips it over the bar again. Terrific from Pickford.
Good cross by Matthijs de Ligt this time. Here's the corner taken by Mason Mount. Faded out towards Bruno Fernandes. Sent back towards Mbermo and then put out over on the far side. It's not sure that decision was right from Mount to take the corner in that manner, looking for Fernandes. Here is Mbermo on the edge of the area, left side now, looking to try and twist his way into a crossing position. Amad Diallo's ball goes straight into the body of Erabunam. They've been resolute, they've almost been cement-like in front of the 18-yard box, and now they've got a chance to break with Charlie Alcaraz up to Beto, and Diallo with a challenge.
Alcaraz the pass, awful.
Here is Mainu turning the ball over for Manchester United, getting a little bit chaotic now. It's fed in towards the edge of the area. Mainu's not going to get there. He stumbles, he's falling. Out comes Pickford to grab it. And Manchester United again denied. It's going to be a total, I think, of 400 minutes at the end of the 90. The fourth official, Anthony Taylor, just programming his board down in front of us. Beto trying to fight with Lenny Yoro, who comes away with possession and then pushes it straight out of play. It's not going to be Manchester United's night, I don't think. First time that Manchester United have failed to win at home since the opening day when they lost to Arsenal. Remember, before tonight, the Toffees have won just once in the league at Manchester United in the past 32 years. Only 4 minutes of added time at the end of the 90, and the Manchester United fans don't like that.
I think the level, the poor performance is the one that's been disappointing. They haven't been that unlucky. A couple of saves from Pickford, but it's not been a great display at all.
A lot of the races tonight. Ahmad picking it up, does brilliantly, evades the challenge of Garner and then steams into the Everton half. He releases Mason Mount down the left, needs a good ball into the box here. It goes across the 6-yard box. Mikolenko smashes it out and it goes out for a corner, and we're in the 91st minute of the game. Manchester United desperate for an equaliser. They need a late revival here. 91 minutes on the clock. They've stacked the back edge of the penalty area. Dalot is the only one inside the 6-yard box. They've got Lenny Yoro up from the back, De Ligt up from the back too. The ball delivered in towards the 6-yard box, punched away by a powerful Pickford. The referee almost got in the way. The referee did get in the way, and managed to nudge the ball away from Mbeumo, and then when he releases it inside the opposition half, he gives it straight to Senna Lomans, away by Tarkowski. Pickford's going mad. The ball's out for a throw-in over on the far side. David Moyes is not happy. He's losing his brain.
I would be, because Eric Boonen was free and he didn't need to make a pass. Just run it into the corner. Got the whole pitch.
Here's Mbeumo picking the ball up, trying to get past this dogged Everton setup. Beto goes in with a challenge. It comes out to Dalot on this near side now. He sends it central. Now it's collected by Fernandes. On to Ahmad. Ahmad into the penalty area. Gets onto his left foot. Tries to bend it. Comes to De Ligt. He looks to tease it into the corner. Got no power in it. And down to his left is a simple save by Pickford.
I don't know what Pickford's doing.
Well, he's kicked it long and straight at Lenny Yoro, and now the pressure is coming back, and once again
he's got time.
David Moyes is going mad. He wants to hold on to this precious point away from home. 3 points away from home. Into the box, looking for Xerxes. Over the top by McNeil. It's out for another corner, and they're inviting pressure here late on Everton.
Well, Moyes is saying to his staff down there, what is Pickford doing? Why is he kicking it so long? So early?
Well, there's keepers up. 90 seconds left, and Senna Lomans has come up. Now, you might remember at the end of the game at Tottenham, he caused chaos, which allowed De Ligt to score the equaliser late in the game. And Mbeumo into the near post, a little flick, comes through to De Ligt again. Did it hit a hand inside the penalty area? Lomans trying to keep it alive. Everton looking to escape. There's no goalkeeper, and Amad Diallo's going to get there ahead of Charlie Alcaraz. Mbeumo turns it over, sends it towards the far stick. It's headed away by O'Brien, picked up by Mainu. He loses out to Charlie Alcaraz, and all of a sudden Everton are away again. McNeil dragging them up the pitch and away from harm's way, trying to secure all 3 points. He goes down the right hand side. Mount goes to challenge him. He keeps hold of it well and sends it back to O'Brien, and that's a little bit better. 1 minute left to go for Everton to hang on for their first victory away from home since 2013 at Manchester United. For the first time, David Moyes is going to win on the road at Old Trafford with a visiting team. He might have won a few games here when he was a manager in the dugout for Manchester United, but he's never won here with a visiting team.
What a header that is.
O'Brien getting above Luke Shaw. It goes back out to Alcaraz. There's lots of space for Garner. Beto is in the centre, but Garner is going to hold on to this and take this to the corner flag. Everton on the verge of a historic victory here, one that's going to take them further up the table and possibly above Liverpool tonight. That's going to mean a lot. Manchester United are going to miss the chance to go into the top 4. It goes all the way back to Pickford. This time his kick is long and high, and it goes into opposition territory. Manchester United have it. They've got one last chance. We've played the 4 minutes of added time, and the referee blows the full-time whistle, and Everton have won it. There are boos inside Old Trafford on the anniversary of Ruben Amorim's first year in charge. Manchester United are beaten by Everton, and David Moyes can't hide his delight. It's the first time that Manchester United have failed to win at home since the opening day of the season, but David Moyes has finally done it, and he's done it with 10 men. At the 18th attempt, he comes to Old Trafford as a visitor and finally walks away with all 3 points. A tactical masterclass possibly, an absolutely brilliant dogged performance by his team. who were resolute despite the fact that Idrissa Gana Gueye got himself sent off in the first half. They may well play their home matches in a shiny new stadium, but tonight they have absolutely owned this old one. A massive, massive win for the Toffees in the circumstances, and a big defeat for Ruben Amorim and Manchester United. Just when you thought they were turning a corner, they've run into another cul-de-sac. Manchester United 0, Everton